Rafaela bats second in center field. Wilyer Abreu and Wilson Contreras hit back-to-back home runs to win yesterday's game in Sacramento. Masataka Yoshida out of Japan DHs and bats fifth. Caleb Durbin in his first season in Boston came over in the same deal that Andrew Monasterio came over in from Milwaukee. Local guy Jarren Duran bats eighth in left field, and Carlos Narvaez does the catching for Ranger Suarez. It's going to be a bullpen game for the Dodgers. They've had 4 of those this year and have not fared well, going 1-3. Part of that is that they haven't gotten any run support for whatever reason on those days. Or did it be Edgardo Enriquez to get it rolling?
That could change in the Seattle series. They had 16 runs, and they really could have scored about 25 with a few more hits with runners in scoring position. With Edgardo on the mound, he is going to bring the flamethrower, and it is really, really tough on the right-handed hitters. It's the lefties that he's going to face 2 out of 3 of the first hitters that are going to hit from the left side, and they hit over 200 against him. But if he's throwing strikes and makes you get a little bit intimidated with the fastball, the breaking ball becomes a huge swing and miss pitch.
And for a lot of this season, he's been a revelation. He's one of the guys that Dave Roberts would point to as the one who has boosted his stock as much as anybody, but a bit of a rough patch the last few. Bunch of base runners last 3 or 4 outings. Maybe a jolt to the system, getting to come out and start the game here. For the Dodgers, 4 consecutive series wins to open up the second half, winning all 3 series on that road trip and then taking 2 of 3 from Seattle. Tonight they look to become the first team in baseball to reach 70 wins this year. Didn't do that until August 12th last year, August 16th the year before that. Trying to get 70 in July. Sogard climbs in and off we go with a fastball, a flame thrown as you predicted, hit 101 for strike 1 on Sogard.
Average fastball with the sinker and the four-seamer will be over 100.
Hardest thrower the Dodgers have had the last few seasons. Inside with this one, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's become much more than that, though, as he's gotten a couple of years into his major league career. Not just the high heat, but he can make a ball move and a lot of times put it where he wants it.
He could be a very impactful pitcher coming out of the bullpen in the playoffs. And yes, we are talking playoffs already. July, they got a 12-game lead. Everyone expects him to be there, and everyone expects him to play in the World Series.
Comes home with a 2-1, and he's back in there with a heater, 2-2.
It's really hard to believe that the Red Sox have World Series dreams too now.
Well, if you look at it from a standpoint of before the year, yeah, I think that they're one of the popular teams for people to pick. But then June 24th, the Red Sox had the worst record in the American League. There were 14 games under 500. They dropped 2 of 3 in Colorado, blew the lead in those 2 losses, flew home, landed at 5 in the morning on a Friday, had to play the Yankees that night. 14 games below 500, season is over, right? They got to face Cam Schlittler that night. They beat him and started a stretch where they've gone 25-5 and rescued their season. Pages in center field for the first out of the night.
30 days of playing really, really good baseball has changed their whole year. And they were talking probably rebuild or reboot or whatever you want to do. And now it's like trade deadline. What are we going to go get?
And now folks figure they're going to be, instead of selling, one of the more aggressive teams, because the American League is wide open. So it's like, who wants it? Raise your hand and go get it. Rafaela shoots it foul. 162. What is that number? That's the number of how many games, of course, are in the schedule. But that's also a number that makes you tell the truth about who you are. You're going to find out who you are over the course of a 162-game season. And it seems like every year you have a team that you think you have figured out midsummer, only to find out you didn't know anything.
You know, we talk about the regular season being a marathon. We talk about the playoffs being a sprint. Well, the Red Sox are going to be a very dangerous team if they get into the playoffs, because they've proven they can sprint now.
Yeah, part of this 25-5 stretch, they had a 15-game winning streak. In foul ground, Freeman gives it a look, but it's out of play. It's the longest winning streak they had since Ted Williams was starring for them, 1946. And Ted came back from a few years of training to be a fighter pilot. Hadn't played in 3 years and won the MVP.
Yep, now they're playing like October baseball in July.
Rafaela, for a lot of this season, has been their top player. All-star center fielder. Shoots this ball towards right center field. It's down for a base hit, and they've got their first base runner.
He just let Enriquez supply the power. It's a breaking ball, but he's not overswinging at all. He's really getting started like it's a fastball and just kind of slows the bat speed down to match the breaking ball.
Rafaela, who's got good speed, is aboard for Wilyer Abreu. Abreu went into the 8th inning yesterday, 3 for his last 42, and then connected in a game-tying home run. 2 full seasons in the majors, Gold Glove winner both years, 55 home runs in his time in the big leagues. Can't lay off right here. Count evens 1-1. They are dead last in home runs. He and the guy behind him, Wilson Contreras, the primary sources of that power. But there was some thought that in the first half, those guys, because they were the only sources of power and there was really no other way to generate offense, they were gripping the bat a little bit tight, prone to slumps, prone to over trying. One of the side effects of the whole team starting to lean into team baseball, get them on, get them over, get them in, is these guys are freed up to not have to carry the whole load.
That portion of the game isn't talked about enough as far as the mental side of when you get your pitcher some runs, when your offense gets a run or two to loosen up the rest of the lineup.
There goes Rafaela, got a good jump. Alfonso's throw has no shot. It's into center field. Rafaela stays put with his 15th bag of the year.
Walking lead over there at first and didn't get stopped, and then it was tough getting the ball to the glove behind the plate, and with that whole equation, you were going to be safe easily.
So there is the first glimpse of the brand of baseball the Sox have been playing the last month. 2-2 on Abreu. Breaking ball is popped into center field. Routine for Pages. 2 gone in the first.
As much as they didn't hold the running game when he was on first base, he did a good job. Multiple looks with him on second base and keeping him there. He looked a little froggy, like he wanted to steal on that pitch.
2 outs in this first inning. It's up to Wilson Contreras. In his first season with the Red Sox, he's been one of the top hitters in the league.
He is clutch. He brings personality. He brings fire and confidence to everyone. He is one of those guys who wears his emotions right there on the sleeve, and it is very positive effect on a team.
One pitch after Abreu tied the game in the 8th inning yesterday, Contreras gave him the lead and ultimately the win with his 23rd home run of the season. That's already 1 shy of his career high. Former Cub, former Cardinal, who they traded for this winter. On a 1-0 from Henriquez. Watches it break away calmly. Ball 2. It's got to spook you a little bit if you're a pitcher.
Yeah, that told me right there that he is sitting on something firm on the inner half. He just spit on that as soon as it left the hand.
So you either give him what he's looking for in a hard place or give him something else, right?
Exactly.
I've been listening to you.
Yeah. You've got to have a theory behind your pitch other than just hearing in your head what the catcher wants and what you agree with. You've got to have a theory on what you're trying to do with it. The last thought as far as execution of like, I want this ball to be low in or I want it to be a ball. Or I want this to be right there, but if I miss, I'm going to take him off the edge of the plate.
Three-one pitch. Strike 2.
Lots of spin here, respecting his ability to turn the fastball around, and he is not even offering at those pitches. And I mean, he's barely even coiling up and getting ready to swing. He's just taking it right out of hand.
So he's sticking with it?
You know, I don't know. With this veteran, it's one of those cagey things right now, but I'd throw him the fastball. He hadn't seen it.
And it's really fast. There it was, and he got it by him to finish off a scoreless first. Dodgers come to bat against Rangers. The Dodgers, presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. Ohtani's back in there, leading things off. Then Paz and Miguel Rojas bats third for the first time in his major league career. Freddie Freeman's at first. Mookie Betts against the team that traded him away. Tasker Hernandez, Kyle Tucker, Kike Hernandez starts at third, and Eliezer Alfonso catches. After 8 seasons in Philadelphia, Ranger Suarez, the face of this offseason boost to the pitching staff for the Red Sox, and he has delivered with a 3 ERA that puts him in the top 10 in the league. His first pitch is cracked foul.
More fastballs, more cutters this year from him. He's kind of slowed down throwing the changeup and the sinker, and his best breaking ball for Shohei especially would be the curveball.
Sweet necklace. That's a $130 million contract necklace.
Oh, yeah. And he's earning every penny of it, other than a little bit of health issues with his legs. Other than that, this is what he's going to throw at him.
2-1 on Ohtani. He missed 3 weeks with a groin issue, and then he got sick and couldn't eat much, lost some weight. Came back against the Blue Jays on Sunday. 4 scoreless innings. Looked like he hadn't missed any time at all. He's a fun guy to watch pitch. Not going to throw faster than 90, 91, but he's got 6 different pitches, and he is precise.
He is very edgy. And it really is going to be, does he hit the edges and the Dodgers still can barrel him up? Or is he off the edges and they build hitters counts?
2 balls, 2 strikes on Shohei Ohtani. Strike 3 called, and a challenge would have overturned it, but first at bat of the game, Ohtani chooses not to.
Center field.
Yeah, a little bit outside, but yeah, this is how edgy he is going to be if he is locked in. That ball is going to be touching the edge or just off of it. He does make many mistakes in the middle of the plate.
Andy Paez went into Wednesday's game without a multi-hit game in the second half. He'd been getting a hit here and a hit there, but hadn't had a multi-hit game since the first half. But he had 3 hits on Wednesday and then 2 hits yesterday.
Concentration for the whole Dodger organization / lineup mainly is going to get harder and harder. If you keep this lead at 12 games or start to increase it. When you have a 12-game lead and it's all-star break, it's like, hey, there's a lot of season left and there's time to lose this lead. But the closer you get to the end of the season, it's starting to look like, you know what? Our scenario is get healthy, stay healthy, and be rested for October. And so you might see some different kind of lineups, different off days for people. This is really going to start to focus on October as we move through the trade deadline.
Days off today for Max Muncy, facing a lefty like this in Ranger Suarez. Good day to pick. And Tommy Edman, who'd been playing a lot, coming back from the injury. Max enjoying his day off, doing a little glove work over there.
Kike is going to get some work with the 3 lefty starters on this weekend.
Good take, 3-2.
And it's guys like Kike and others that are going to be coming back from injury, and when Diaz, others that are going to look forward to the playing time. They look forward to guys resting.
Will Klein's going to take over in the second inning. Paez takes the walk. Well, the Dodgers have their first base runner of the ball game.
See if they can do a little bit more with the base runner than the Red Sox did with getting one on with 1 out.
For Miguel Rojas, his 1,365th game in the major leagues and his first time hitting third, which completes the bingo card. He's hit in every spot in the lineup in his major league career. Doc heard that and he raised his hand. He said, "You're welcome," and high-fived him. Miggy told me it's the first time he's hit third since he was 12.
Wow.
Gotta go back to Little League. He said, "What about in the minors?" No. I was mostly hitting in the bottom of the order. If I was sitting up near the top, I was the 2-hitter back in a more traditional batting order where the 2-hitter was the bat-to-ball guy that could move a guy over. First time he's hit third since he was 12. Grounds this one to short. 6-4-3. Inning in the books on a beautiful Friday night and no score. Comfortable now as the sun is set and we play on to the second inning on this Friday night. And the call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kobe and Myers. It's Will Klein coming in, and Dave Roberts hoping to get 2 innings out of him tonight.
That would be great. And if you're going to do that, yes, starting pitchers are made and built for longer outings, but as a reliever, it's getting first pitch strikes and getting the first out of an inning.
There's a good start with a strike on Yoshida. Klein has given up 10 runs in his last 5 innings of work. Ahead 0-2 here. He had a sub-2 ERA through the month of May. It's just been a rough ride for him since the start of June. A 6 ERA.
It's almost every outing where he struggles, he's only able to land 1 pitch, and you've got to have 2. You've got to put a little doubt in the hitter's mind that you can land at least 2 pitches. This is a nice height for a high fastball, just out of the zone.
A 26-year-old from Bloomington, Indiana. Home to Yoshida. The pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Klein came to the Dodgers last year. Made his major league debut last year with the Royals and the A's, and then made his debut 2 years ago, beg your pardon, then to the Dodgers last year. It's excellent in the regular season form, of course. Iconic postseason performance. Over to first and Freeman. Klein hustles to the bag and wins the race.
A little bit of a shocker to get off the mound, maybe a half a step late. So a little bit of hesitation there. You see him stand up, not even into his legs, and then all of a sudden has to reload the legs and sprint over there. Had enough time. Freddie had to lead him so he didn't slow down going into the bag. He had to go hit that bag almost full stride.
Nice big target for Freddie to be able to hit, like a tight end going over the middle. 6'5", Will Klein. Here's Caleb Durbin looking at a strike. Durbin's season has matched that of the Red Sox. He was hitting 160 in late May, but he's up above 200 over the last 2 months, or up above 300 over the last 2 months. They got Durbin in a trade from Milwaukee this offseason, and for the first couple months it was easy to look at that trade and say, what a disaster, because Durbin wasn't doing anything. Monasterio hadn't really done much yet. Meanwhile, Kyle Harrison, who they traded, was looking like an all-star for the Brewers. Shane Drowan was another pitcher they had traded, who's pitching really well. Well, Harrison since has been injured. Durbin's taken off. Monasterio's locked down the shortstop position the last couple weeks, and it's another reminder that you can't judge a trade right away. You can't judge a trade after 2 months. A lot of times it'll be years before you can really give it truth. Up high on Durbin, which is easy to do. 5'6". Caleb Durbin. Out of Wash U, Division III school in St. Louis. Takes the walk. And a one-out base runner for Boston. Now, word from Cerritos Auto Square.
A car is not a sweater. Drive it before you buy it. Cerritos Auto Square. 24 dealerships, 1 square.
Andrew Jones went into the Hall of Fame last weekend, and Andrew Monasterio was named after him. His dad was a big Braves fan. Monasterio out of Venezuela sends the first pitch foul. He's in that same deal over from Milwaukee, where he's a utility guy for a few years. And that was pretty much the role for him to start this season, but injury after injury after injury to the middle infield. And he's become the everyday shortstop. 430 over a 12-game on-base streak. Hernandez charges onto the grass at third, and then this throw goes by Freddie Freeman. Durbin turning the corner, thinking three. Throw from Rojas, not in time, and a headlong dive puts him at third.
Interesting play that might have been set up for the Dodgers with Kike creeping in, maybe trying to be a distraction for this pickoff, and then Freddie trying to catch it and put it on his rib cage, and in doing that, just the ball gets away. 180 feet of free.
Infield comes in as Monasterio fouls it back, and it's 0-2. That's the second game in a row with a error on a pickoff throw. And it's put a runner at third with one gone in this second inning. Klein looking for the strikeout here. 0-2 on Monasterio. And he'll get it with a perfectly placed fastball.
That's to a hitter that's got an OPS over 1,000 in July, so that is a huge strikeout of a hot hitter.
16, Jaron Duran.
Yeah, if the Dodgers in this bullpen game get 7 strikeouts or more, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. And you go from a guy with an OPS above 1,000 this month, as you mentioned, to a guy here in Jaron Duran struggling mightily. 589 OPS for Duran is the lowest for a Boston outfielder in more than 100 years.
Oh. Boston 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position already. The guy at the plate struggling, but this is where you really got to be on your toes on the infield, because you don't want this guy to get an infield hit. This got the kind of speed that could happen.
You're always among the league leaders in that category, Duran. 0-1 from Klein is very high. Ball and a strike. It's a shocking drop off for him. This is a guy who's an all-star. He's the MVP of the All-Star game. Got MVP votes during the season. Between 2023 and 2025, his OPS was above 800. Below 600 this year. Durbin at third, 2 out, 1-1 pitch. Breaks inside for ball 2. Kind of a new low point yesterday in Sacramento. He went 0 for 4. And one of the at-bats popped out with a guy at third and 1 out. In frustration, threw his helmet in the dugout. It hit a pipe and broke it open, and water was spewing out of it.
Oh, boy.
Said after the game, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm just kind of ashamed.
It is so interesting how those are the feelings after a tough game, but you can wash it away with a good night's sleep and get to the ballpark. You ride in on the bus if you're on the road. You ride in your car, get your good music playing, and you can come with a better attitude.
Good song can shift the mood, right? Put on some Sarah Bareilles for you, I know.
Yeah, good music is a real godsend for baseball players and for everybody. But yeah, it is one of the healing units of road trips and tough homestands.
Another 2-2 from Klein. Just outside with a fastball. And the count is full. 9-hitter Narvaez on deck.
Shohei had this kind of location punch him out. Dodgers looking for that call.
(3-2) up the middle and through, and Duran delivers. Red Sox on the board first as a struggling hitter drives home Caleb Durbin. Red Sox take advantage of the throwing error.
From shame to proud of this at bat. A breaking ball, and he does a nice job staying on it, hitting it firmly enough to find a hole right back up the middle like he's hitting off the pitching machine.
That's a run that the Dodgers gift them right there with a walk, and then a 2-base error and a 2-out hit. Here's Narvaez swinging and missing.
Talk about a loss of confidence and a loss of feeling good about yourself. Klein, that is his 6th outing in a row that he's given up a run. I think you could read the skipper's body language there after giving him free 180 feet and then a base hit, two strikes up the middle.
Alfonso can't smother this one, and into second goes Duran.
270 feet of free moving up. Breaking ball, it just looked like it hit off his hip bone. A lot of padding in that area, but just missed it all.
24th pitch of this inning for Klein is a 1-2 to Narvaez. Carlos Narvaez is one of their big surprises last year, coming over in a quiet trade from the Yankees. Yeah, rare Yankees Red Sox trade. He had spent 9 seasons in the Yankees organization and played just 6 games in the major leagues, but then he comes over to the Red Sox, had a first half that was all-star worthy. He got hurt late and really hasn't been the same since. It comes back to get him looking and end this second inning, but the Red Sox get the first run of the night. Second for the Dodgers, hitting .459 over a 9-game hitting streak.
He's been really swinging the bat well since beginning of June or so, and he has never talked about not having his ace swing. I think he definitely has it. He's just keeping it quiet and letting the bat do the talking.
I mean, rarely with him do you see a stretch like this where it feels like some guys get hot and it's like, oh my God, they're going to hit it a mile every time they come up. With him, it's like, yeah, he's probably going to get a hit. Might not be that pretty, but you can count on him finding a way. One of the 3 lefties in the lineup against Suarez today. Of course, he's going to play every day, no matter the handedness.
Well, the left-on-left situation, you might see one of his patented doubles where he slices the blooper down the left field line. They're playing shallow in left for sure.
Leads the National League, 27 doubles this year. 25th all time, 574 two-baggers. Leading off this second against Suarez, and taken a little bit low for ball 3. Three and 2.
Suarez has one of those fastballs where he's just kind of sneaky fast. The fact that he can be on the edges and the fact that he can throw multiple things for strikes. The fastball can sneak up on you.
Speaking of sneaking up on you.
He'll be reminded of that for about a month. That bruise will take a long time to go away.
Suarez to Freeman, another payoff, and a ground ball up the middle that ricocheted, I think, off of the mound and slowed it up enough for Monasterio to get him.
Yeah, it was hit firmly, and then it just kind of catapulted / launched off the mound, and that height of that hit, when that ball hit the mound, it just became real routine.
One gone in this second inning. Mookie Betts trying to build off a nice game yesterday. 2 for 4 with a 2-run double. Since coming to the Dodgers, he has hit .400 against the Red Sox. And his 5 games against him. More time with the Dodgers than he had in Boston. Hard to believe. Hard to believe they ever traded him. People in Boston are still trying to get over that.
One of the first major quotes that he had when he got here is he's not coming to win 1 ring, he's coming to win multiple rings.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Yeah, Dodgers are down to 1.
Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
But no matter what they get in return, maybe not no matter what, but you better get a huge return if you're going to trade a franchise cornerstone. And they got Alex Verdugo, who didn't really do a whole lot for him. Jeter Downs, who never turned into much. Connor Wong, who's still playing for him, but he's, you know, a light hitting catcher. Meanwhile, they see Betts go to Los Angeles and win 3 championships. On this 2-2 from Suarez, he watches it catch the corner for strike 3. Now the Red Sox in that same time, 2 years after they had won it all with Mookie Betts there, only 2 playoff trips. 2 outs in this second inning. Here's Teoscar Hernandez.
Dodgers trying to build a comeback right here with 2 outs in the second inning. It's plenty of time, but not plenty of time really in this inning. They have 32 comeback wins this year, which is second in Major League Baseball.
Now, Hernandez has always hit really well at Fenway Park, so a lot of these numbers come there. Such a good hitter there that factored heavily into the Red Sox being a finalist when he was in free agency, ultimately coming back to the Dodgers. But the Red Sox were probably the runner-up as he was choosing. Let's bounce down to first. Contreras sprawls to get it and finishes off a 1-2-3 second for Suarez.
Commemorating their World Series win last fall are available at MLBshop.com. Score the same one, plus check out the largest selection of authentic gear for all MLB clubs. You can grab that stuff, the official merchandise, at MLBshop.com.
Top of the order for the Red Sox here, Nick Sogard, who flied out to center field to open the ball game. Just back up from AAA. Had 2 hits in his first game back on Wednesday. And now hits leadoff for the first time in his major league career, which is pretty short at this point, parts of 3 seasons. This is his 75th game. And shoots one through the left side for a leadoff hit.
Stays inside this ball and just finds the 6 hole. That was a good looking swing to attack a fastball.
And Cole Irvin getting ready to make his Dodger debut. Starting in AAA for Oklahoma City, actually had the #1 ERA in the Pacific Coast League, which is a hitter's paradise. Let's see, look at Irvin's numbers down there. 3.5 ERA, 9-6 record, 3.5 ERA, and it looks good, but it's not until you look at everybody else's numbers that you realize how good he had been down there. And he plans to take down the bulk of this game on a day where the Dodgers are down Tanner Scott. They're down Edwin Diaz. Good chance that Jack Dreyer is down as well. Dave Roberts is aggressive the last couple days, and he told me today, kind of looked at it this way: let's go for the series win against the Mariners and then figure out tomorrow. So they unloaded it and went with the best arms to finish off that series win. Lean on Irvin today and kind of see where they're at once he gives them what he can. Said, who gets the 9th inning? And Dave said, whoever's left. We mentioned Andrew Monasterio, shortstop for the Red Sox, named after former Brave Andrew Jones. This is Cedon Chipper Rafaela, named after Chipper Jones. Two Braves guys, namesakes in this lineup. Cedon slaps one into right field. That's back-to-back hits to open the third. And first to third goes Sogar.
Will Klein needing to bear down right here. You just can't let this bullpen day unwind early in the game. That really can put a strain on future decisions and future guys' ERA. All of a sudden, somebody might have to eat some innings and give up a lot of runs in doing it.
First and third, nobody out. Wilyer Abreu takes a strike.
The key right here, if you're on the mound, is you'll give up a run to get 2 outs or even 1 out. You've got to find a way to record an out and be down 2-0 after this inning's over. 2-0 going into the bottom of the third is not a big deal. It is a big deal if all of a sudden you got to go to the bullpen even earlier and you're giving up a 4 spot or something.
Head of Abreu 0-2. Here he comes, strikes him out with a good high fastball.
Well done. 3 great pitches executed perfectly, and especially this finish one. You get to the 0-2 count, not time to make a mistake. He makes a good one. I love the fact he threw it right down the middle too. I'm gonna give you the width. I'm gonna take the height and beat you.
4 strikeouts away from Jumbo Jacks. Now the powerful Wilson Contreras struck out against Enriquez in the first inning. Look out.
It seemed like he didn't duck until that ball was by him. You can get a blind spot if the ball gets in the exact right spot, and he moves really late. So lucky it's not near as at the head. Oh.
Not the kind of guy you want to make mad. They call him Bowser. Mario. He says, hey, if you play against me, you probably don't like me, and that's okay with me. But if you're on my team, you're going to love me. Oh, no. Holy cow. Thank goodness he's all right.
Wow. He turned the right way, and he barely had time to even turn his head a quarter turn, maybe.
That's going to do it for Will Klein. And you don't love, and obviously zero intent there, but to an emotional player like that at the start of a series. Keep an eye on things as this weekend rolls on. That's going to do it for Klein. Bases loaded, 1 away. To discover movement that inspires. Red Sox have a 1-0 lead, but they've got the bases loaded with 1 away here after Wilson Contreras gets hit in the head. And Freddie Freeman makes sure that he's all right. Cole Irvin to Masataka Yoshida on the inside corner, strike 1. And how about this for his first appearance in the major leagues in 2 years? He's thrown into a bases loaded jam in a Dodgers Red Sox game. Is 0-1 to Yoshida. Is grounded to first, backs up Freeman and ties him up. Scoots into right field. 2 runs are going to score, and it's 3-0 Boston.
Usually ironclad defense for the Dodgers has slipped up here so far. We've had the throwaway on a pickoff play. We've had a wild pitch, and now an error, I'm sure, on Freddie.
5, Caleb Durbin.
So still just one away as Durbin comes up. Durbin was in the middle of the defensive mistakes last inning. He walked, and then an error on a pickoff attempt from Klein let him take third, and he came in to score the first run. Fly ball left field, Tasker Hernandez. 2 away. Irvin out of Anaheim and Servite High School. Parts of 6 major league seasons. The Phillies, the A's, the Orioles, the Twins, and then spent last year in Korea. Signed a minor league contract with the Dodgers, and we were touching on it, but he's been the top pitcher by ERA in the Pacific Coast League. Earning his way back to the major leagues. Here comes de Monasterio. Monasterio, who struck out his first time, has Contreras at second, Yoshida at first. By the way, they did rule that a base hit for Yoshida, so a 2-run single. Line drive left center. Pages gets there and ends the inning. Red Sox get 2, 3-0, middle 3.
Who's about to be leading off this bottom of the third, and he was sharing with me this afternoon what's made this bobblehead night for him. It's his first as a Dodger, but what's made it so special is he and his wife Samantha, they're getting to share it with the Kyle Tucker Hospice Heroes. Through his foundation, he works really closely with those who are assisted with palliative care, those who work in hospice. It's something that means a lot to him because back in 2023, he thinks often about the support that his grandfather received before his passing. So through this foundation, he works very closely to bring the support back to those in hospice or even in palliative care.
All right, Kirsten, and rakes the first pitch he sees from Suarez foul. Love to see Kyle have a good night on his bobblehead night, what has been a trying first season here. 235, 9 home runs. The guy who's been one of the top hitters in baseball the last several years. Grounds this one over to first. Contreras has left the game, by the way. Sogard has moved there. And we will get the other details, the changes for you. Looks like Anthony Siegler is coming to the game at second. So Siegler's at second. Sogard's moved over to first. You can put Siegler into the 4th spot in the Boston order. One away for Kike Hernandez, who was finally retired last night. Started his season 4 for 4. 2 months recovering from the offseason elbow surgery, then 2 games where he didn't make it out, and then 2 more months off with the oblique injury. Kike told me that he injured that oblique before the first game and didn't really think it was much of a problem. He's never had an oblique injury before. So he played that night, felt a little bit off, but not terrible. He said the next day he's thinking, oh boy, this is probably not good, but still swung the bat a few times and felt like his swing was in a great spot, like he found this feeling that he'd been looking for. He's like, so I'm going to keep playing. I've been waiting all year to play. Diving stop at short by Monasterio to get Hernandez. Heck of a play by Andrew Monasterio, who's doing everything in his power to say to the Red Sox front office, I got this. You don't need to make a move.
This is a big league play. The reach, getting up, the athleticism, and then the gun arm. Really well done. 6 steps to his left and then really scoots to his feet. Those are the days it's easier to pitch in the big leagues when you get that kind of defense.
Alfonso lays the bunt down. Suarez, who is one of the best fielding pitchers in the sport, calmly flings it over there and ends the inning.
40,000 fans on August 10th will receive a Max Muncy Game 7 home run hit presented by AM/PM. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Fit for a postcard right there. Looks like something you'd buy. Postcard, big painting.
Not a bad picture of our office.
Right? You're so lucky. Bottom of the order here, Jarren Duran out of the 8th spot, knocked in a run with a single his first time up. Checks a swing and a high sinker from Irvin. Duran, who's from Corona. Played everything growing up. Wasn't just baseball. He's a football player, basketball player, linebacker, and free safety. There was a big hitter in football. Was never very big, though. Didn't really think that he was going to chase any of those things as a career. His plan was to become a Navy SEAL. Then he hit a growth spurt. Better and better at baseball. Went to Long Beach State. Got drafted out of there. And he's gone the baseball route.
Aspirations of being a Navy SEAL. Does that tell you a little bit about his personality?
Right. These guys are different. 1-2 from Irvin. Fouled off. You ever read? I'll stop there, but there's a book called Can't Hurt Me.
Unbreakable or Can't Hurt Me? Yeah, Can't Hurt Me.
David Goggins. You've read that?
No, but you recommended it years ago, and I'd read portions of it.
Yeah, obviously goes into the training. Not the training, but the school down in San Diego. Yeah, I guess it is Navy SEAL training, right? Buds, Coronado. You are not finishing that unless you are special of special.
Yes.
Slice into left center. Hernandez can't get it. Duran will throw on the brakes. And he's 2 for 2. And his return here to Southern California.
And this becomes the 8th base runner for the Boston Red Sox in their first game here in Los Angeles. Weekend series. They're getting off to a hot start. The Dodgers are getting off to a slow start.
Leadoff man aboard, and here's Carlos Narvaez, who struck out looking his first time.
Cole Irvin does not feature a flame-throwing fastball. He relies on edginess, sweeper, cutter, changeup. Kind of pitches like Ranger Suarez as far as going to hit his spots, try and hit the edges. The Red Sox that have struck out tonight have all struck out on the four-seamer and the hard stuff. We're going to try and get them out with more off-speed stuff here. 92 trying to locate it up and in right there, and got the up part, just didn't get it in enough.
Cole, a guy who's always had to lean into the art of pitching, and sequencing, not had the stuff to overpower hitters. Bounces this one in there, 2-2.
I think we continue to see the pendulum kind of swing back as far as hitters' approach to launch angle and trying to always hit a home run. And I think we're seeing it with pitchers that not all of them are trying to be the hardest throwers. And guys that do throw somewhere between 89 and 92 are getting an opportunity. You don't have to throw 95 to get innings in the big leagues.
Durant to Narvaez with a 2, or Irvin to Narvaez with a 2-2 that misses away, and the count goes full. 1 in the second, 2 in the third for the Red Sox, who look for their 26th win in their last 31 games. From the worst team in the American League to in playoff position. Strikes him out with a sinker for the first out of the fourth.
Don't evaluate this with the movement and the name sinker. It was pretty much straight fastball, but the spin would tell you that it should have been a sinker, but it just didn't have any bite.
One on, one out. Back to the top of Nick Sogard. Upstairs with the first one from Irvin. Much more than baseball for Cole Irvin. He once started his own fishing rod business. Rescues dogs and horses. Biggest passion outside of baseball might be motorsports. Big time sports memorabilia collector too. Favorite part of his collection, he's got a couple pieces to it that he really loves. He's a diehard Red Wings fan. He's got a signed Gordie Howe jersey that he loves.
Wow.
And then his baseball keepsake that's most special to him is a very personal one. He got the ball from his first major league hit, which came at Wrigley Field, and a signed Ernie Banks bat, and made a display out of it. The Cubs connection.
If I run into him tomorrow, I'll have to tell him my Gordie Howe story, because when I was growing up in Southfield, Michigan, my dad was the Little League coach for Mark and Marty Howe. And Gordie would be at the game sometimes.
Walk for Sogard. They're first and second for Rafaela. I thought for sure you were going to say if I saw him tomorrow, I was going to have to tell him to go to Legends Attic.
Well, you know,
you weren't going to do that.
I might slip that in or have you do it.
Right. Rafaela's 2 for 2 today. Takes a strike. Rafaela has been excellent defensively for years. Won a Gold Glove in center field last year, but the offense has gotten better and better, and by far his best offensive season this year. Chopper left side. Betts on a short hop goes to second. Rojas to first, not in time. Rafaela hustles it out and keeps the inning going.
Well, the Dodger middle infield knew they had to do it quick, and Mookie charged the ball well, got on the short hop, gets it to Miggy. Miggy kind of winds up on the throw because he knows he needs to blister it over there. Good footwork, just a little too late.
So that hustle gives Wilyer Abreu a chance in a 3-0 game here in the fourth.
Right fielder Wilyer Abreu.
Red Sox have had traffic on the bases from start. Third straight inning, they've had multiple base runners. Abreu is 0 for 2. 2 on, 2 out. Strike one.
There's a huge contrast in base running in this game, isn't there? We've got the Dodgers sending the minimum up in 3 innings. And all the traffic that Boston has created, plus runs.
9 of the first 20 have reached for Boston. Duran's at third. Rafaela at first, fouled back, and it's 0-2.
Got to believe Irvin is going to throw something that breaks left to right, going away from the left-handed hitter, or a high fastball.
Got him with that cutter away to strand the pair. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Ohtani to lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Dodgers, looking for their first hit against Ranger Suarez, who's only going to go about 70 pitches in this game tonight. We mentioned that last week was his first outing in a few weeks as he had missed time with a groin issue and then he was sick. Only threw 65 pitches, so 70 to 75 tonight. One on Ohtani. Back in there after having yesterday off to rest the knee a little bit. He had told the training staff after Wednesday's game that it was bugging him more than usual. Dave Roberts said maybe the downside of being on base so much first couple days of the series. 5 for 7 with a pair of walks against Seattle. And Shohei has said that he realized at this point he may not be 100% in that knee at any point this year, and so it's not as much about, okay, I've got to be completely pain-free before we move forward, as it is I just got to be really mindful of this and then figure out how to play through the discomfort. But the thing is, where they want to draw the line is make sure that that discomfort in the knee doesn't lead to compromised pitching mechanics that further impact the arm.
You want to stay in your legs when you're hitting because that brings you your balance and your swing decisions for your eyes to be stable. But if he's feeling pain or stiffness in the left knee and wants to get off of his legs, it's the number one thing it's going to affect is his swing decisions. He's going to pick up less information.
Shoots this ball to left center field. There's the first hit of the game for the Dodgers. Cut off by Duran, whose throw in will be late, and Ohtani's got a double.
If you are having leg discomfort, a high pitch is pretty easy to get to because you want to unbend that knee and stay kind of out of it and then elevate. And you can see he extends both of his legs, gets on top of this pitch and drives it in that gap. That was some kind of cutoff, but it didn't prevent Show from getting to second.
Leadoff man aboard. Andy Pages up. A walk his first time. Coming off back-to-back multi-hit games. First one from Suarez. A backdoor breaker for a strike. Well, similar arc for Pages to last year. We had the All-Star first half. He got the nod this year, but he could have been an All-Star last year before tailing off in the second half. So trying to get his season started again. Also this year had the fact that he's more of a marked man as an all-star, as a 2-hitter. You're going to get pitched differently than you are as the 8-hitter that he was to begin this season.
As the league adjusts to you, you're going to have to adjust back. And so he's probably going through a little bit of a transition.
Grounder to short, Rafaela. One gone. I was talking with Aaron Bates about Pages, and he said too, Andy is a really loose and limber athlete and came into the year with a little more structure to his stance. We talked about that a little bit earlier this year, I think, and as the year has gone on, he's kind of faded back into that loose and limber, and at this stage of the season, that's led to the swing kind of getting a little bit floppy, that barrel not being as sharp as it was in the first half of the year. Ball on Rojas. Grounded into a double play his first time. 315 against lefties this year, so Dave Roberts putting him up there to third in the order, get a few shots at Suarez. Was talking with Rojas about his current role, and he said obviously you want to be playing every day, but a couple benefits coming out of his current role. The obvious one is that his body's fresh and healthy. The other one is, he said, it's a lot easier to move on from a bad game I figured it might be the other way, where you don't get a chance to move on from it and do something about it until you're in there a few days later. He said, wow, you want to be in there every day, but things can snowball really fast when they're going poorly when you're in there every day. Here you have a bad game, you throw it out, and it's like a fresh start next time you're in there.
He is definitely comfortable in his role, and he has definitely performed at a much higher level than anyone expected. Even to the point now where the early talk about retirement might be slowly getting onto the back burner. Very much misses his family during the year. Very much stays focused on baseball when he's here at the park, but it's away from the ballpark when the family's not here that's so tough on him. They live all the way across the country back in Florida.
Three-two again. Rojas sends a fly ball to deep center field, but no big deal for Rafaela. Ohtani tags, heads for third. Rafaela's throw is too far, 2 out, and a man at third. Let's get a word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Up to Freddie Freeman to try and cash in on the leadoff double.
Some innings feel almost over when there's 2 out and a man on third and a hitter coming up, but it's never over when this guy comes up. I still have a lot of confidence the Dodgers can turn around this inning, score, and maybe score even more than 1 run with Mookie Betts on deck.
Here's an appeal. Ohtani is safe. Ground out to short, first time for Freeman. That's a base hit to center field, and they get a run with 2 outs. Freeman drives home Ohtani. Dodgers on the board in the 4th.
He never ceases to amaze. Swings at the first pitch, misses it, gets a second pitch in the zone, puts a sweet swing on it, doesn't try and hit it too hard, just meet it, hit a nice line drive to center and get that 2 out ribeye steak. And the guy coming to the plate hits the Suarez really well.
2 home runs against him in his career. Dave Roberts has said he's liked, the results not necessarily there lately, but he's liked Mookie swinging early in counts. He said when he sees that, he knows that Mookie's feeling good, mentally in a good place. Got a payoff last night with the 2 hits, the 2 runs knocked in.
His actual compared to his expected. I know it would make him feel better if it was the expected, but it's much higher than the 232 on the screen.
So the first run in, the tying run up, and Mookie Betts grounds 1 to short. Monasterio will go the short way to end the 4th. '88, grew up in Brooklyn. They used to call him names because he was the smallest guy, 5'6", 140 pounds when he made it to the major leagues as a pitcher for his hometown Brooklyn Dodgers. Pitched in 1 game, came back the next year, 1 more game. A couple more years after that, pitched in the minors, but then he had heart problems and had heart surgery, which sounds like a terrible thing in 1909. Well, he tried to come back too fast from that heart surgery and passed away from complications at the age of 23. Pembroke Finlayson, a big leaguer though. 3-1 game, top of the 5th inning. Red Sox got 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. Dodgers getting their first run in the bottom of the 4th. First at bat tonight for Anthony Siegler, who replaced Wilson Contreras after Contreras got hit in the head.
This is scary. Oh, that's the knockdown, and it wasn't on purpose, and then he gets hit. Can you imagine, you just talked about heart surgery in 1909. Every surgery back then, I don't know when you would reclassify it, but was experimental.
Yeah. They didn't even know what the heart looked like.
Yeah, how do you know it's a heart problem and I know how to fix it?
Figure it out when I get in there.
Wow.
Bouncing ball to Kike Hernandez. 1 gone in the 5th. Hernandez first start of the infield in his return. Started in left field yesterday. Third base here tonight. One gone in the 5th. Here's Masataka Yoshida. It's in the 4th year of a 5-year contract. 5 years, $90 million after an all-star career in Japan, where he was Yamamoto's teammate on the Buffaloes. Drives this ball to deep center field. Pages sprinting back at the wall. He's got it. Andy Pages takes it away.
He makes this catch look easy because he sprints at the beginning and times it at the end. That is just well done on that route. You can't just ease back there and say, I'm going to leap. He sprinted to get to a point where, timing-wise, he could just time it up.
We talk about the bat slumping as this year has gone on. The defense has not. And if you can get that out of your center fielder, the bat is gravy. Irvin to Durbin with an 0-1.
That catch kind of restores a little order to the Dodger defense, and with the scratch run last inning, really it still says game on.
Straightaway short, Mookie Betts 1, 2, 3, 5th for Cole Irvin, and we're halfway home in a 3-1 game. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Bottom of the 5th inning, Dodgers down 3-1 against Ranger Suarez, who's only thrown 54 pitches so far. So another 15 or 20 in the tank if the Red Sox go to what they had talked about before the game with Suarez. Second game off of the injured list for the lefty. And on Hernandez here, flies the first one weakly to center field for the first out. Ranger Suarez, who didn't even pitch until he was 15 years old. As much of a soccer player as he was a baseball player as a kid growing up on a farm in Venezuela. And in baseball, he was an outfielder. Signed for a tiny bonus. Said he wasn't sure that he'd ever even leave the Venezuelan academy, where the Phillies had him for 4 years. But he also said the fact that he didn't pitch until he was 15 wound up being a strength, because he was a blank slate. Comes to Tucker with a pitch outside for ball 1. He said, had I been pitching all along since I was a kid, probably would have had some bad habits, some bad routines, some bad mechanics that I built up. But because he didn't pitch until he was a 15-year-old, he said from the moment he started pitching, he was observed and he was coached. And some of the first advice he got was, hey, the quicker you can get through the inning, the better. Attack. You don't need to strike everybody out. And so the guy we now know is one of the most efficient pitchers in baseball. That's the only version of him there's ever been, because that's the one that was taught to him right away. It's 2-0 to Tucker. This is away for ball 3. As I talk about him being efficient and a strike throw, he goes 3-0 on Tucker.
Well, the Dodgers have hit the ball hard off him 6 times. And he doesn't get a lot of swings and misses. He's not getting a lot of swings and misses tonight. Still only giving up the 1 run.
4-pitch walk to Tucker. And they get the tying run to the plate.
1 run on 2 hits, but he is kind of battling.
Number 8.
Brings up Hernandez. Looking for his first hit here in his second stint. Talking about that good feeling he had found in his swing, even when he was swinging through the oblique injury those 2 days in his first return in May. He said right away when he returned from the oblique, he had whatever that rhythm was in his swing, had it right away, and he was hitting the ball all over the place in his rehab. Smacks this ball into center field for a base hit. Tying run aboard in the 5th. Looks like he's got rhythm to him, doesn't he? Looks hitterish.
You know, when I saw the highlights from his games in the minors getting ready, he was using the middle of the field, left center to right center, and he's still doing it since he's been up here. You know, we are so used to him in the regular season with his energy level and getting in there rarely sometimes of being strictly a pull hitter. But right now he looks calm, letting the ball get deep, and has a really nice swing.
Bullpen gets going, and we've told you that pitch limit's going to be 70 to 75, but you were talking during the pregame show about a drop-off in numbers once he reaches pitch 50 when he's healthy.
Yeah, he has really struggled a little bit with, I think, maintaining his effectiveness of his pitches, maybe because he is a pitcher and he is edgy, and guys start to have a better theory on how to attack him. If I was facing him and I was a right-handed hitter, I would try and turn the outside corner into the middle of the plate as far as crowding or thinking that way. And with lefties, I would do the same thing because he's going to try and sweep the ball away from you. He doesn't try and light you up inside very much.
First and second, 1 away, and Eliezer Alfonso trying to bunt his way aboard his first time. Takes ball 1. Here's an oddity on Suarez. With the bases empty, he's the 5th best pitcher in the American League. With men on base, he's the 4th worst. When it comes to batting average, opponents hit above 300 against him when he's in the stretch.
Yeah, that's an easy diagnosis, right? He really likes the full delivery and windup, and from the stretch, a little more stagnant, and doesn't really maybe create the same leverage and get down the hill as much, so not as sneaky fast. That's going to help him a lot if we chase that ball out of hand, because that is never a strike.
Ohtani waits on deck as Alfonso rolls this one through into center field, reaching out and getting a 2-strike breaking ball to knock home Tucker. Throw behind Hernandez for out number 2. He says he got his hand back in and wants Dave Roberts to take a look. Either way, it's a 3-2 game as Alfonso drives home Tucker.
Alfonso reaching for another pitch, but this one he actually makes contact. The last one was a changeup fading away from him. This is a breaking ball coming a little bit towards him, so that helps him out. Kike with a big aggressive turn gets caught in no man's land, and we're going to see if the Dodgers want to challenge this call.
The Dodgers are challenging the out call at second base.
Tag goes to the armpit area. Does the hand get to the bag before the leather touches the jersey?
He sure seemed to think so.
The call on the field is out. That could be the key ingredient to this decision. New York's going to have to patch a couple of views together and really sync it up. This one might take a little while.
And I'm with you, when that's usually the case, you're going to find stands more often than not. And again, the call is that he's out. Here it's synced up.
There is no such thing as tie goes to the runner. That's just an old phrase that really never meant anything.
Especially once you got replay.
Exactly.
It's a big call right here, though. You got the top of the order coming up with Ohtani. With the tying run in scoring position, if it gets overturned.
In some ways, you can make a rule where if it takes past a certain amount of time,
After review,
call in the field
the call stands. The runner's out. Dodgers lose his challenge.
If you thought in New York that, you know what, this is taking too long with some of these, there could be a time limit. Because if it's taken us that long to go one way or the other, guess what? Call stands.
All right, so 2 outs, and that's going to do it for Rangers Suarez. Chad Tracy takes the ball from him, and Giovanni Moran's going to come on for Ohtani. Five innings. He's given up 2. Runner at first his responsibility, and the bullpen takes over. It's been one of the top bullpens in baseball. Although Aroldis Chapman likely unavailable tonight. He's pitched the last 2 nights. So the Dodgers will not have to deal with him at the back end of the game, but there are plenty of other good arms, and this is one of them right here. And Giovanni Moran, who at the age of 29 is putting together the best year of his career. He's on to face Ohtani, and he buries the first one.
That one was a little overthrown because of the resume in the batter's box.
Left-handers 8 for 65 against Moran this year.
4-seamer, changeup, cutter. He'll throw some sweepers and curveballs also.
Gets away. Alfonso's into scoring position. And both teams exchanging gifts in this game.
Yeah, the Dodgers come back and win this one. They are going to call it winning ugly because they have given up a lot of territory on the bases. They've hit the ball hard. They've found some holes now. They got the 2-out hit from Freeman and then this hit, but the base running error by Kike with the aggressive turn. This inning be a lot different.
Ohtani, since the start of June, hitting above 400 with runners in scoring position. He's out in front of a changeup right here. One thing I can tell you for sure, if he gets a base hit here, Alfonso is going to be sprinting through home plate.
Well, that's for sure.
No let up after it cost him a run and an Ohtani hit in Philadelphia.
Andy Pages will be waving him home too as the on-deck hitter.
Wow, he can walk on a bullet of a home run that gives the Dodgers the lead. That thing got out in a heartbeat. An absolute blur of a home run from Shohei Ohtani. And the Dodgers have come back from down 3-0 to take a 4-3 lead.
112 miles an hour off the bat. He's doing that with a bad left knee and a bad right bicep. Superman, all he needs is a cape.
And now Pages dumps a base hit into left. Number 24 the season for Ohtani.
Little cutter, and he gets all of it.
You mentioned that it was 112. It's the 6th hardest hit home run of the year for him. He's got 5 that are harder than that.
Well, he didn't get stale with his off day. There's such a ripple effect when he is in the lineup and does what he do. Does what he do.
Do what he do.
Does what he do. He do what he do. It was just amazing. The whole ballpark, the lineup, the opposing team, everybody feels it.
Rojas flexes one into left field for Jarren Duran, and that's that for the fifth. But an Ohtani home run, his team leading 24th of the year, has given the Dodgers their first lead of the night.
Night, that's on August 11th. Special ticket package is what you need to get to receive an exclusive Salvadoran Heritage Night jersey. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
This is turning into quite a night here for Cole Irvin, potentially in his first game in the major leagues in 2 years. Trip to Korea, a season in the KBO between. Ball and a strike on Monasterio.
Well, here in the promotion, he knew he was probably going to have to take down more innings than anybody else in the bullpen, and now he has earned the fact that they have the lead for him now, and his pitch count is well under control at 42.
Fully built up as a starter. He's gone 100 pitches before. Fly ball right field, Kyle Tucker. Or the first out of the 6.
These Red Sox have a tendency to be free swingers and chase a little bit, and that kind of feeds into something that he does well, which is changing speeds and pitching on the edges.
He's retired 6 in a row as Jarren Duran comes up to the plate, struggling mightily, and as we were talking about, coming off of what felt like a low point yesterday, snapping the way he did in Sacramento in frustration. 2 for 2 today. Check swing, didn't want to hit it, but did. And Irvin throws him out 2 away. For Carlos Narvaez.
Catcher Carlos Narvaez.
Narvaez had 3 hits against Tampa Bay in a big game a couple weeks ago, but his hitless in the 2 weeks since. Granted, that's not in an everyday role. But a guy who was so good for the first half last year just has not been able to get his season going. Played a lot of the second half last year with a knee injury and then had surgery on it right when the year finished. I wonder how much that lingered into this year. Hasn't been the same dude. Just 1 hit against Cole Irvin. Over 3 1/3. 1 hit, 1 walk. All 3 runs charged to Will Klein in this bullpen game, and started with a scoreless first inning from Enriquez. 1 1/3 for Klein. And then Irvin taking over in the 3rd. Swing and a miss on a changeup, 1-2.
He's finding the range right now and doing a great job with the lead of attacking these guys thoroughly in this game now. I'm sure there was energy and nerves when he first came in that bases loaded situation. And all of a sudden, comfortable with his mechanics, his rhythm, and the scoreboard. Go 91, 92, and all the way down to 75 with that pitch.
Another 1-2 to Narvaez. He strikes him out with a back foot breaking ball, and he's retired 8 straight. back in Los Angeles. Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Freddie Freeman with a base hit his last time, knocked in a run and extended his hitting streak to 10 games.
He can finish off innings with a 2-out hit. In this inning, he gets to lead it off.
Dodgers trailed 3-0 after 3.5. They now lead 4-3 as Freeman, Betts, and Tasker Hernandez come up against the Red Sox bullpen. Moran, who gave up the go-ahead home run to Ohtani, stays on for Freeman and fouls it back. Right-handers getting ready in the Red Sox pen. Ryan Baio.
This series a real measuring stick for the Red Sox when you're going up against the team that is supposed to be on top, and they are on top. I'm sure they want to leave here with at least one W, but if they would happen to win this series from the Dodgers, that would really get them some national news, some momentum going into the trade deadline, and making them feel real good about this run they're on.
Anybody's game in the American League. Start of the day, 21 of the 30 teams were within 3 games of a playoff spot. 24 of the 30 teams were within 5.5, where you could at least make an argument that you got a shot. Which complicates things going into Monday's deadline. Not a lot of teams know which way they're going yet.
If you're a seller, demand is going to be high for your quality pieces.
Full count. And so how do you balance it between seizing that and in a wide open year, at least on the American League side, going for it? After all, it's the name of the game, is winning here, not winning the deadline.
Well, for as long as the Red Sox have been on the front page of all the places in Boston, and that fan base as judgmental, critical, passionate. I would think if they don't go for it at the trade deadline, they're going to hear about it.
Base hit again for Freeman, past the diving Siegler.
One easy swing to left center for the 2-out RBI. One aggressive, I'll turn on it and react with this one. He stays on the ball away so well, and he reacts to the fastball in so well.
That'll be it for Giovanni Moran, the righty coming in for Betts and Hernandez. Prospect, got to the major leagues, impressed enough to get a big contract, long-term, $55 million deal. Well, he just came back from AAA. Been so bad as a starter, they sent him down to AAA, and now he's working out of the bullpen.
And he has been very good out of the bullpen. Maybe there's something about worrying about your next start 5 days later compared to just being surprised when the phone rings.
Strike one on Mookie Betts, still giving him length out of the bullpen. 5 1/3 in his last outing. No runs.
He's got a live arm with good movement.
.27 years of age, out of the Dominican Republic. Home of the 1-1 to Betts. Missed inside, ball 2.
The overall stats, including his starter days, of course, are not good. So to say how he faces righties in the batting average or lefties, they're both going to be right around 300.
Betts lofts one to left center field. It'll dunk in front of Duran for a base hit. Back-to-back singles to open the 6th.
Just enough movement on this pitch to get it on the barrel for Mookie. It looks like it's kind of moving towards him. Yep. Down and a little bit towards him, and he has enough barrel to reach it. Not the sweet spot, but sweet enough.
Table set for Teoscar Hernandez. I asked Teoscar today, said, "You feeling good?" And he lit up with that smile of his and said, "I'm feeling great." Home run last night. He said the two big things for him, timing and swing decision. You say that for just about any hitter. But he said not just on the chase breaking balls like we see him sometimes do, flail out those pitches way away, but he said more important are the ones that might be strikes, but they're pitcher strikes. Are right on the corner. Grounds this one left side. Going to be a tough play. A heave from Monasterio. What a play by Andrew Monasterio, who's made a couple over there dazzling tonight.
This is crazy good. The accuracy of the throw, how quick he gets away.
Cheater.
And the accuracy is awesome. I mean, this is the 6th hole. That is a base hit to left. It is not now.
Keeps it a one-run game. Second and third for Kyle Tucker. The infield comes in. Tucker walked and scored his last time. Takes away for ball 1.
Dodgers started 0 for 8 with a walk, and now they are 8 for 14 in the last guys coming up. They have taken a hold of the game a little bit, especially with a base hit here.
Tucker had the back-to-back games with home runs in New York. Since then, 1 for 14. Max Muncy is going to hit for Kike Hernandez. One ball and one strike. Bayo to Tucker. Couldn't lay off. Strike 2.
A chance for a bobblehead moment here.
Pulls his hands in. Count evens. 2-2. Freeman at third. Betts at second. 2-2 to Kyle Tucker is in there for strike 3.
Dodgers now 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That's good as far as the stats, but the strikeout looking right there with 1 out is not up to par.
Max Muncy, who's been on a big hit tear in this second half. Hadn't had a ton of hits, but the hits that he's had, 7 of the 9 have gone for extra bases. 4 of those 7 have been go-ahead home runs. Here's all of them. And now they're going to put him on intentionally. Chad Tracy sees the truck roll the video and says, "We better walk this guy." It puts it on Alfonso's plate. Continuing to gain trust. Trust right away what he's done with the pitching staff. Caught a lot of these guys during spring training and already had that built in. Had the reputation of being that guy. Went 3 for 7 on the road trip. It was impressive to see his RBI hit his last time on a 2-strike breaking ball that was off of the plate. Went out and got it and knocked it into center.
Just swung at a changeup out there, but it was fading the other way. This one breaking to him, and he has enough. Release the top hand, one hand on the bottom, and get the hit. This is huge as far as decisions for the bullpen the rest of the way to get some padding here with 2 outs. Turn this into a 6-3 game. It's going to help Dave Roberts and Mark Pryor with the pitching decisions. the last 3 innings.
Back-to-back singles to start the inning. And the walk to Muncy has loaded him up for Alfonso. Ohtani looms on deck. Always looming. Alfonso chases a change, 1-1. Both of his extra base hits have come from this side of the plate. Ahead 2-1. Under no circumstances can Brian Bayo walk Eliezer Alfonso.
Not to get to Ohtani.
He's got to know that.
That ball right there needs to be taken. That is borderline high, and with the movement he's already seen in the first few pitches, he should know that that's going wide. He hasn't thrown anything that breaks right to left. It's all breaking left to right.
Lays off this one. Count goes full. Popped up, fading towards the seats and out of play. We'll do it again.
Look for the ball middle away. Tip your hat if he throws you a comeback sinker on the inside part of the plate. He is not going to pull the trigger on some new pitch here when he's got Ohtani on deck with a 3-2 count.
Alfonso grounds one up the middle for Monasterio, who's got it, and the Dodgers leave him loaded in the 6th. This ball game, and so Jumbo Jacks are free tomorrow. It's a 4-3 game as we go to the 7th. The top of the order comes up for the Red Sox, and Cole Irvin in his first game in the majors in 2 years, looking for his first win since June 7th, 2024. And his Dodger debut. A curveball is in the dirt for ball 1 to Nick Sogar. Took over in the 3rd inning. He's gotten on a roll. He's retired 8 straight. And giving up just 1 hit. 2-0 on Sogar. Dodgers really only have probably 2 relievers available down there. You mentioned Tanner Scott, Edwin Diaz, both pitching back-to-back days, both unavailable. Good chance Jack Dreyer is as well, pitching 2 of the last 3. So that leaves you with just Phillips and Vesia. .53 for Irvin. Fully built up as a starter. Dave Roberts going to ride him as far as he can.
Yeah, I think he at least has this inning and 1 more.
That's a leadoff walk to Sogar. Tying run aboard. And Rafaela coming up.
Center fielder number 3, Cedar Rafaela.
Top 2 in the order for the Red Sox together have reached base 5 times. Sogard 1 for 2, 2 walks. Rafaela's 2 for 3. And drives this ball in the air to deep left field. It is gone. And the Red Sox have retaken the lead. Cedar Rafaela with his 12th of the year.
This is the part of their offense that has taken off as far as this winning ways they've been on, the slug has come back. Starting pitching, bullpen, both real good. But they were missing this part of the game.
Ball on Abreu. Streaky game. 3 for the Red Sox, 4 for the Dodgers, 2 for the Red Sox. And the first run's charged to Irvin. Hot shot to first. Nice play by Freddie Freeman, but Abreu's going to beat him to the bag.
Will Klein earlier, a little hesitation, but Freddie was able to lead him, and they recorded the out. Here, as a lefty falling off towards third base, an extra step and a half, and he needed it there. Just a little late. Kind of a poor angle, and that's why he has to break stride here at the end, because of the angle. He's not lined up with the base, so he's got to do a couple stutter steps to change his direction.
Not been a pretty game for the Dodgers. Remember, right before Ohtani's home run, Hernandez was out on the bases. And we showed the replay of Ohtani rounding the bases and the whole dugout getting excited. Kike very clearly was upset at himself. Some hot coals on him after making the out on the bases. And that looms large at this point in a 1-run deficit. Runner at first, nobody out. And Siegler sends a fly ball to right center field. Pages is under it for the first out.
Designated hitter number 7, Masataka Yoshida.
Yoshida. Q shot up along third. It's going to hug the line and stay fair. Infield hit for Masataka Yoshida.
Max was getting ready to let it go foul, but that ball was not moving much, and it's only got another 3 or 4 feet before it's got a chance to go foul. And Max like, nope, this one, I'm just going to put a glove on it. Yep.
A walk and a homer, but then 2 infield hits to put him at first and second. Just 1 away for Caleb Durbin. Nothing he could do. Looking at that ball like, why didn't he roll foul? Durbin 0 for 2 with a walk. Bunts it left side. Muncy has no play. The 3rd infield hit of the inning. Red Sox the last month bunt more than anybody, and a lot of it is on their own choice. They don't get the sign from the dugout. They don't get the sign from third. These are guys who are leaning into this as part of their identities.
Well, if you're not going to slug, you're going to have to play small ball, and they're doing both here tonight. Running the bases well, getting their infield hits with their bunts, and also hitting the long ball.
So they put the pressure on with the small ball. Now try to take advantage. Monasterio down the line, a foul ball, just barely. Whew. Emil Jimenez, the umpire, right on top of it. Oh, 1. Strike 2.
Boy, the game has really changed from second and third, 1 out. Kyle Tucker coming up. All of a sudden they're down by a run, and they got bases loaded, 1 out on the opposite side.
That was a rough sequence right there for the bottom of the Dodger order. Bottom of the order, they got the job done last night. 5 through 8, knocked in all 6. Monasterio hitless in this game, but he's made an impact defensively. A couple highlight plays.
It's a big pitch right here. It's one where you can shoot the corner, but 3-2, you're going to have to be in the middle.
Down the line, that is a fair ball. 2 runs are in and a double from Monasterio, and it's 7-4 Boston.
They continue to believe and they continue to produce. They have taken the hammer on this game, and they are the front runner to put a W on the board for themselves.
Wow. And this inning with everything. Walk to start it. 2 extra base hits, but 3 infield hits in the middle of it all. That's a brand of baseball that can snowball into really good feelings, especially when it produces a 15-game winning streak and a 25 out of 30 stretch.
Their offers to get other players and pitchers right now are probably going out.
Number 16, Jaron Duran.
It's all right, we'll do that now. Working the phones.
Infield comes in as Duran comes up. Still nobody warming in the Dodger pen at this point. Dave Roberts thinking about the bigger picture. Dodgers playing 9 games in 9 days. Middle part of that stretch right here. Had the 3 against Seattle, these 3 with the Red Sox, and then 3 with the hot Cubs team. Duran scorches it off Irvin, whose only play is at first. Does well to recover to get the out there. Durbin in to score, and they've got 5 in this inning.
The Red Sox are going on contact, so as soon as that ball is struck by the bat, both runners were off. Even with the infield in, they were going on contact. That's the only reason there's not a play at home, because there wasn't enough time to read that off the bat to say, I need to freeze on a line drive. That was a double play if he catches it.
Duran gets his 2nd run knocked in tonight, and Narvaez looks at a changeup away. So after the Dodgers leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th, the Red Sox get 5 in the top of the 7th, turning this game around. Hit him.
I don't think this one was on purpose. He has struggled to get the fastball into righties, and I think he just made an overcorrection.
Number 20, Nick Sogard.
Yeah, it's back to the top of the order where this inning began. 2nd trip up there for Sogard, who walked to lead things off. Oh, 2. Struck him out, but a 5-run top of the 7th for the Red Sox. 7-inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
The first 40,000 fans on August 12th and take home a limited edition Hello Kitty and Friends surprise plush keychain. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Dodgers down 8-4 as the top of the order comes up here in the 7th. Ohtani chops the first one that Bayo throws to second. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's a tough stretch for the Dodgers. You look at the trip coming out of the All-Star break. 3 teams on the East Coast. 2 of those postseason contenders. And then home here to face a couple of postseason contenders in the Mariners and the Red Sox. They go on the road to face the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. And entering the weekend, the Cubs winners of 10 of their last 15. Diamondbacks winners of 12 of 17. Strike on Pages. So back to our earlier conversation about how do you stay up as you get ready for the postseason? That's, I guess, at least one good stimulus. You're playing teams that are going to give you all you can handle.
Yeah, teams and environment are important. And, yeah, it doesn't get boring, but you can lose your edge. And you're always every night looking for an edge.
Pages sawed off. Siegler throws him out. 2 outs for Rojas.
Secondary, number 72, Miguel Rojas.
Sorry, Joe. Dodgers been aggressive this inning, swinging early in the count. Red Sox, the last half inning, had 4 batters in a row where they put the first pitch in play. Somebody's got a plane to catch or something, but they're both playing each other tomorrow here.
Hour earlier. 6:10 first pitch. Yamamoto for the Dodgers. And a rookie Peyton Tolley for the Red Sox. 3.32 ERA. 3 left-handers the Dodgers will face in this series. So time for guys like Rojas, Kike Hernandez. Chance to see Alex Call get a start this weekend. Sunday will be Jake Bennett. Bennett's got a 274. You're going to be on NBC Sunday night, huh?
Yeah, Clayton's going to be on. It's going to be nice to see him.
Goes full on Rojas.
Get on the base for Freddie. You never know. You might be able to cut the lead in half, even with 2 outs here. Blooping a blast, walking a blast.
Tops it to third, and Durbin, whose running throw is in time to get him. After 7 innings, 8-4 Boston. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Philly style bonus jack combos. Shaved steak, grilled onions and peppers, and melty cheese starting at $5.49. 5-run 7th inning for the Red Sox, turning this game around. Big swing in that inning came from this guy, Cedar Rafaela. 3rd hit of the day, 12th home run of the season, gave Boston the lead. And they'd had 3 more from there.
Stayed right on it. Slightly low and in above the knees and just golfed it out of here.
Coming into the year, Red Sox were a popular pick to win the American League. Didn't get off to a good start, so Alex Cora was let go. Alex Cora and 6 coaches brought an entire new staff, and Chad Tracy, son of the former Dodger manager Jim Tracy, who had been the manager in AAA for the Red Sox for the last handful of years, was brought up. You don't often hear of a AAA call up in a manager's seat, but that's what the Red Sox did. And he's doing all he can to lay claim to the position moving forward. Chad was in high school when his dad was the manager here. To Claremont High School and then to Pepperdine. Played in the minors for a while, then got into the coaching business.
It's quite a turnaround. Not only you come in with all the coaches too. I mean, it's usually one spot at a time.
Rafael is down on strikes. One guy they kept is Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach. Pitching's been awesome from the start this year. All the hitting staff, Cora and his bench coach all let go. Already talk about Alex Cora winding up in Philadelphia next year, where Don Mattingly's the interim manager. On away for Abreu. Takes the ball.
There definitely can be a fit with a manager as far as they're better with veteran team compared to young team. Some managers are better with a young team than veteran team.
Well, one thing Chad Tracy has going for him is that he managed a lot of these guys in AAA. Built-in relationships. And then you ask the question, how much was it any effect he had or Cora didn't versus the team just started playing how it should play. It's a walk for Abreu. Similar thing with the Phillies. Rob Thompson was the guy that got him to the World Series a few years ago. He gets let go. Don Mattingly takes over and suddenly they're good. Is that because Mattingly took over? Well, no, it was good timing.
There's definitely a change in the daily chemistry and the communication of one manager over another and coaches over others. Yeah, there is definitely an effect. You're just hoping it's the first effect is a fresh start, a fresh look at the season, and building a launching pad instead of feeling like you got an anchor around your neck.
Ziegler's one of the young guys that's gotten a chance of, besides getting off to the terrible start, there were a bunch of injuries they had to overcome and they're still dealing with. They've done this all without their biggest superstar at this point, Roman Anthony. Anthony's played 30 games because of a torn tendon in his hand. Chopper down to third for Muncy. Got it to second, one over to first. That's a double play. And sends us to the bottom of the 8th. That Dodgers comes up next with John and Jerry and Nomar. Bottom of the 8th inning, Dodgers down 4. Middle of the order here. Freeman, Betts, and Hernandez trying to chip away against Bayo. And again, Aroldis Chapman probably unavailable after pitching the last 2 days. Got the call, 0-2.
Just grazed the strike zone.
Smacks a 2-strike pitch to center field. It's a base hit. Short hops in there. And Freddie Freeman's got another hit. Third one of the game. Leads off the 8th.
He is so good. And it is so much fun to watch him hit. so businesslike when he's locked in like this.
Ho-hum.
Yeah.
Workmanlike.
Yeah.
Now in a situation where one swing could really change the temperature.
That one swing can come from any of the next 3 hitters.
Bonus strike on Betts. 1 for 3 in this game. "13 home runs for Mookie, none since the 2 home run game in Philadelphia a couple weeks back."
One he can hit for power here is the 2-seamer slightly up, running into the inner half of the plate. That'd be his power stroke right there. Oof. Sorry. Stay out of the play-by-play box.
No, that's good.
Oh. Just from the swing and miss before on the slider away, I'm like, the swing fits that pitch.
Taps it and stays alive.
Just make it clap.
He just looks right now that he's going to almost have to change his posture a little bit to reach that ball in the outer half, but the ball in the inner half looks like it'll be a comfortable, balanced swing.
Checks again. 2-2.
Good job maintaining your strength right there and your balance to hold this bat up. Right on the edge.
Two-two pitch to Mookie Betts is fly to right center field for Wilyer Abreu. He started to talk about, Teoscar was saying about how he's starting to feel really good. His word was, "I feel great." Swing decisions and timing. And he said the swing decisions on the borderline pitches, those are the ones where he said he's really trying to do a better job of laying off, waiting on the one that he can hammer. And that, he says, is where timing comes into play. You make better swing decisions, you get yourself a chance to take a shot at those cookies, but you better have your timing down to take advantage of it when you get it. And it feels like finally the last couple of days he has both those things, the decisions to earn the middle pitch and the timing to hit it. And a little overly eager right here, down 0-2.
It's been about a week back or so when you gave the breakdown from RVS on how many pitches and what you should do with them as a lineup. Think about how small a universe that is for individual hitters on a nightly basis.
Down quickly here.
And it can look so glaring when you get a swing like that, an approach like that, when he's saying it's swing decisions on borderline pitches, and it's right there before his very eyes, and he right now is so disappointed from within himself of, I gotta fix that. It feels good sometimes, but sometimes I'm not executing it.
2 outs, Tucker. We would love another chance at that 6th inning at bat, but the Dodgers still had the lead, and they had the first 2 runners on. Ground out meant runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. And by the way, that ground out was that incredible play by Monasterio, which at the time didn't look like that huge of a deal, now looms large. But anyways, Tucker struck out looking with 1 out and a man at 3rd. Comes up with a base hit here. Coupled with a walk, he's been on base twice tonight. And Max Muncy's coming up here. Off of the bench for Hernandez right after Tucker struck out in the 6th, and he was walked intentionally.
Third base, number 13, Max Muncy.
Ball one. If it gets to the next spot, it looks like Dalton Rushing's going to hit for Alfonso. If it does, he would represent the tying run. 8-4 in the 8th. Ball and a strike on Muncy.
The breaking ball that he was getting Mookie with, and what he got Teo with, that would be into Max's sweet spot. The breaking ball over the middle or slightly in, or the two-seamer right there that leaks over the middle of the plate. That's the one that could lead to 3 Dodger runs.
Count evens, 2-2. Freeman second, Tucker at first. Deuce is wild in the 8th. The 2-2 from Bayo is at the top of the zone. A challenge is coming. He's going to win it to make this a full count. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. All right, so another shot for Muncy.
ABS got it right, Max got it right, and it puts some momentum into this crowd. There's some energy here right now, a lot of hope.
Dodgers sneaking up on the Red Sox. Looking to spook them. Payoff. Fouled off. There they go. Here it comes. Muncy chops one to first. Sogard will feed Bayo to end the inning. Dodgers strand a couple to the 9th. Seventh inning for the Red Sox. The difference in this ball game. To the 9th we go. Joel, Orel, and Kirsten. First of 3 between these teams tonight as Yoshida takes a strike and Cole Irvin looks to at least save the other 2 pieces of the bullpen for the rest of the weekend. The 2 other guys probably available down there tonight, Evan Phillips and Alex Vesia. Yoshida with a base hit to right center. And Irvin had been rolling along. Faced the minimum from midway through the 4th through the 6th, but then that 7th inning, it all just unraveled.
They've been swinging either at the first pitch or the second pitch. Anything that they see as a strike since his first time around in the batting order, the second time around in the order, they changed their strategy. And they are hacking again.
Durbin out of Lake Forest, Illinois, in the Chicago suburbs. Baseball player and a wrestler. Qualified for states, got recruited to be a wrestler in college, and that was kind of the family business. His dad and his brother both had wrestled at Northwestern. He's got a chance to win a Gold Glove at third base, and he credits his wrestling background with helping him consistently stay low to the ground there at third base.
When they were thinking about second base for him, we remind you of Dustin Pedroia. Some pop in a smaller frame.
And Evan Phillips. Dave Roberts would prefer to stay away from, but Irvin at 96 pitches now. Durbin was a 14th round draft pick out of Washington University, St. Louis, to the Braves, and then got traded 3 times. Got traded from the Braves to the Yankees to the Brewers. Last year he was 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting for the Brewers, and then they traded him. Down the left field line, that's headed for the corner, and trouble. Hernandez picks it up, but not before Durbin makes his way to second with a double. On for the 3rd time today.
Evan Phillips might be in there sooner than later. I'm sure he'll start throwing in earnest. He was just kind of playing catch with the catcher. I think the velocity will start creeping up down there in the pen.
Infield coming in here for the Dodgers as Monasterio comes up. 2-run double his last time, and 2 tremendous defensive plays.
Only big leaguers make that play, and only big leaguers make this play. He's going left, he's going right, and he does it with the bat too. Showing off his whole game, Joe.
I think this guy was 3rd or 4th on the depth chart coming into the year at shortstop. He's only there every day because of the injuries. I guess he's there every day because he's there period because of the injuries. He's there every day because he started to play like this. Shortstop continues to be a position that the Red Sox are rumored to be pursuing most aggressively. Even some rumors of Ellie De La Cruz potentially being on the trade block. Up the middle, Mookie Betts gives him some of his own medicine. Willie Adames, probably a trade candidate from San Francisco. That seems like an option. Jeremy Pena had been a target, but the Astros have gotten hot and back into the picture. Probably not going to be trading him. Even been some wishful thinking. Some folks have said, what about Bobby Witt, face of the Royals franchise? Dave Roberts thanks Cole Irvin for his work today, giving him 100 pitches in his return to the major leagues. First outed in 2 years for Irvin. Evan Phillips pressed into duty here with Irvin unable to finish off the ball game. So it's Phillips here in the 9th inning with the Dodgers down a bunch.
Protecting Cole Irvin's career and arm, not pushing him too far with the pitch limit. They would have liked to have him finish the game, but Evan Phillips getting some work right here.
Intentionally walk. Bringing up the catch number 75.
Going to issue the intentional walk to Duran. That loads the bases and brings Carlos Narvaez to the plate. Dodgers, by the way, 9-1-2, due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. And nobody warming for the Red Sox. It's going to be Brian Bayo to try and go the back half of this ball game. Do the same thing that Irvin was trying to do for the Dodgers. Save the pen for the rest of the weekend. Fastball's by him for a strike. It's by Jones, pinch running for Yoshida at 3rd. Yoshida in the DH spot, so no big deal right there.
This is a useful reps for Evan Phillips. He's back, he's healthy, he's got the velocity, he's got the good spin, but he's still trying to find the range and hit his spots. But the stuff is there.
Backs up, skied to left center field. Deep enough to score Jones, and it's 9-4.
It's exactly the pitch that Evan is trying to get rid of. Is the ability to execute each pitch and have the pattern of it be something that he can find the range and the location. That was a backup sweeper.
First baseman Nick Sogard.
Second and third, 2 away, and Sogard's up. Way up there into shallow right center field. Pages comes out with Rojas going out. It'll be Pages to slide under it and send it to the bottom of the ninth.
And a lot of it has been the bullpen. They were really, really good for a long time, but this bump in the road has lasted a little too long for them.
It'll be Alfonso, Ohtani, and Pages for the Dodgers here in the ninth. And tomorrow they'll turn it to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. 11-6 with a 2.72. Peyton Tolley for the Red Sox. 6-6 at 3.32. 6:10 tomorrow, and then 4:20 on Sunday on NBC. Sheehan against Bennett. Red Sox on the verge of a 21st win in their last 24 games, 26 out of 31. Left for dead, but anything but. 2 days out of the trade deadline. And they wake up tomorrow. Came into this game, took over in the 6th inning. 4 2/3 from Ranger Suarez. Giovanni Moran faced a couple of hitters, but then Bayo took over and trying to go the last 4.
He really settled in when all of a sudden he got the ball going right to left with the little breaking ball. He was struggling with the two-seamer and the runner as far as getting in the zone, but he got it in the zone enough. But once he started breaking it in 2 different directions, that's when he started mowing them down.
Rafaela in center field for the first out of the ninth. Well, since coming back to the major league, since that stint in AAA, let's see, 9 2/3, 4, 13, 13 2/3, just 1 run from Bayo. Heck of a homestand for Ohtani. He's added to that tonight with a double and a home run. 2 knocked in, 2 scored. Grounds this one sharply to second, and that's the second out of the 9th inning. But Ohtani, 7 hits in 3 games. Five of those 7 hits for extra bases. Continues to be a fascinating story to follow here. The knee, I mean, there's always mystery when it comes to Ohtani. We just don't know a ton. And dealing with these injuries, but continuing to have days like this. Strike on Pages. He's continued to say the knee doesn't really bother him at the plate, but then Wednesday, on a day where all he did was hit, there was no pitching involved, so the knee was bothering him. As long as he keeps doing the kinds of things he's done the last few days. Whatever it takes to manage it and maintain that.
It's good to know that when he does rest it and get therapy, that it goes away. And maybe it doesn't go away completely, but nagging you can deal with. Injured you can't.
That's the ball game. Red Sox score the last 6 runs and take it 9-4.
Dodgers have won 24 series this year, leads the big leagues. They're going to have to win the next 2 to win this series.
Well, for Orr Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. 9-4 the final.